you're back with the Wandering Keithleys, and we've got a segment, a new one, and I'll let Tyler tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we are building a platform in the truck bed, so that way we got drawers to put everything in there for camping, and then we can also put an actual bed back there to actually use. And what I can show you right now is we have this styrofoam sign that we used for a birthday party, but what I'm doing is I'm cutting out a template of the wheel wells. We haven't actually cut any wood yet.
Yeah.
I've just been doing a lot of measuring, and we'll update you once we have actual plywood ready.
Yeah, so what we're basically trying to do is trying to get a bed in the back of our truck, so when we do like one night stays through Oregon and California, we'll have somewhere to stay that we don't have to set up the tent every time. So we will update you throughout the process. So basically what we want to do is we want to set the board on top of the wheel well, and then eventually we're thinking about putting cubbies up there, up here, and that will just hold like extra stuff that we have possibly. And then where it kind of bulges out on this side, we're hoping to possibly get maybe a small drawer there that we could put like tools or, you know, kitchen stuff. And then these, we're hoping maybe 2 or 3 big drawers that will line underneath. And that way we can store our tent camping equipment underneath that. So it is still a work in progress, and we are on a budget. So we grabbed 2 pieces of plywood and a 2x4 and said, well, we might as well start. So that's what we've got going. So now we have, Tyler sat there and cut, and eventually we were able to get a really good template. So no matter which direction, whether it's this way or this way, it will work, and we have the perfect template.
Alrighty, everybody, we're going to do a check-in. So if you notice, we do have our original template that is from a birthday party. That's what we appreciate about you. And we did just make our first cut. So first time using the saw, got that on a killer sale at Sam's Club. This is the first cut for the wheel well, and you probably are thinking that overall distance seems pretty short for a wheel well. The reason why this plywood is not going to reach all the way, I pretty much divided the distance between the inner of that wheel well, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So it's only actually about 3 inches deep, but that'll make it pretty well centered. This is again the base plate and the drawer system. All right, so we've got everything fitted. It looks like it's pretty good. So this is what it looks like. Alrighty, everybody, this is Tyler with the Warner and Keithleys doing a quick update. So you saw the base plate yesterday, and what we've done today is we've put our supports on. So if you can imagine, in between these supports are going to run our 2 main drawers, and the base plate, of course, is narrower than the actual truck bed. So if you can imagine, once the top plate is on, it's going to be a little cubby right here, a little cubby right there, and mirrored on the other side. We still have to, of course, cut out our top plates, so it's going to be a mix of the big piece, the full sheet, and then we got some scraps that are going to make up the top plate. So more to come. Today, all we did was cut the 2x4s into the correct lengths. And if you notice, some of these are shorter, and that's intentionally because a few of these are gonna have cross members. We actually ran out of 2x4 though. So the cross members are gonna run across the shorter ones because that's actually gonna be where we're sleeping. And then the longer ones are just gonna go right to the top plate. Alrighty everybody, this is Tyler with the Wandering Keithley's doing a quick update. What we have now is we have our base plate. I did cut out the very center bits there. That's gonna be under the drawers. I figured to save some weight, that's not a bad idea. We got all of our uprights in, and right now what we're doing is we are putting some cross members on. This is what the actual top plate is going to ride on. We'll give some more updates as we go, but one of the things I think I want to do is put some gussets at the base of these 2x4s, just being that they might get a little bit of rocking motion on them. Alrighty everybody, this is Tyler with the Wandering Keithley's doing a quick update. What we have here is I test fit the top plate on. I haven't actually screwed anything in. I'm actually going to move the top plate into the truck once the base plate is in the truck bed. But I wanted to put the top plate on just to test fit it, but then also I'm going to build the drawers on top of this, so I got myself a nice working surface. Alrighty, time for a quick update. Got the platform, the base plate, and the uprights into the truck. Next step is to put the actual drawers in. I haven't put the front plates on yet, just because, of course, I want to do those once it's in, so that way they're fit pretty well. And then, of course, we'll put the top plates on after that. Alrighty, got the first two of the top plate on. It was quite the fit. So we'll see if I have to trim the front top plate. I have not screwed this in yet, and actually really fitted it. If you can tell, there's a big space there where there's not supposed to be.
All right, guys, so Tyler has an update.
All right, so we have the actual platform in. I was able to screw down the bottom two top plates, the two top plates up front. I actually had to cut it in half because it was tough to fit in. We have these factory Toyota tie downs, and they made it really tough to fit in. I have the drawers themselves just sitting right now, just to kind of, and we have these drawers here just to make myself feel good. We still have to, of course, put the fronts on and all that good stuff. So I was able to lay in there to get those front two in place. I mean, it felt really solid. It's gonna be more solid once they're actually screwed down, because those top plates actually offer quite a bit of structure, I can already tell. What is up, everybody? This is Tyler and Michaela with the Wandering Keithley's today. We're gonna do a walkthrough on our new drawer system, but our truck is disgustingly dirty from our last trip. So, first step is that we're gonna wash the truck. If you notice, we aren't actually gonna even use soap because we got a trip coming up within a couple days. So, I don't even wanna get the truck necessarily clean. I just wanna get the mud off of it.
Because there's a lot of mud. So we'll check back in with you.
Alrighty, everybody. If you notice, I'm doing a really quick pass. Again, I'm not actually even using soap. I just want to get all the mud off before this trip that we got coming up. Kind of good maintenance. But what I'm doing right now is just a quick soaker pass, get all the mud kind of, well, wet, and then going over it with the pressure washer to actually take the mud off. So I'm essentially doing 2 passes on each panel.
right, so this is what we have right now. We still have not bought any hydraulics for the top yet. We're still holding that with a piece of wood, but you can't really ask a lot more for a camper shell that we bought off Facebook Marketplace for $50. So Tyler's gonna walk you through his brand new platform that he built, and I picked out the drawer pulls. That's pretty much all I did. So
Alrighty, everybody. So we're going to give you a quick run through of our drawer system. So really rudimentary, and you notice I used OSB as our top plate. That probably is not the best practice. However, we're going to put those little interlocking foam pads on top. So of course we'll actually do a mattress, but due to that, the roughness of the OSB is kind of mitigated because we're going to have probably a 1/2 inch of actual foam that's going to go on top. The drawers, you know, I have to admit to everybody, I don't really do much in the line of working with wood. I'm not even going to call this woodwork, but I built the drawer system. So, you know, you saw the bottom plate, top plate, our cross members. We of course have our top plate installed now. The drawers themselves, we don't have any sort of slider system or anything like that in there. It is just sliding on the wood. We'll probably end up getting some really low friction, I can't remember what they call it, but they put low friction type surfaces between the drawer and the actual bottom plate. Right now it's super easy because of course we don't have any camping gear in there. This box is completely empty, but I put it in there because I was like, kind of cool that it actually fits. So we have a dustproof, waterproof box that'll fit in there, and of course we got to work on organization. We don't have any camping gear in here yet, but this is where we're at so far. These drawers themselves are full length, so if you notice as I pull this out, actually we'll have our lovely assistant Kayla pull this all the way out. We might not even be able to fit it all the way. Where's the end? There's the end. Okay, so that ought to give you an idea. It's a full length slide, and eventually we'll probably be able to actually we'll actually probably be able to put a surface up here to even cook on. So this will be kind of like our kitchen. So I'm intending on this being like our kitchen type system, even with you know, you probably look at this, you're probably like, that is way too tall. It is. We're just supposed to slide in. We're only going to be able to sleep in there. We aren't going to be able to sit up or anything. This is just for overnight trips. But the reason why this is so tall is we're going to be able to fit a fridge in here. So, of course, not a full-size, you know, 45-quart fridge, but a smaller one. So probably kitchen, even including a fridge in this slide, camping gear and recovery gear and all that in the other slide.
all right, so this is what we have. Oh, this is heavy. This is what we have right now. Our cots go here, camping tent there, our cold weather stuff. We've got our tools, my slippers, my hammock, the toilet, some binoculars. That's what's gonna go in this drawer for now. And then this drawer, we actually have room for, but that is because we don't have our fridge in here and our cooler does not fit because our fridge will be smaller. So currently we have our sleeping bag. Oh, thanks. We've got our sleeping bag, water jug. We just got some sleeping, like this is a ground pad and a blanket. All of our butane and camping gear is in here. And then in this one is all of our kitchen stuff. So we were lucky enough that I had these baskets that are kind of falling apart to put in here just to help organize everything, because we are switching up basically all of our stuff now. So this is currently our setup for now. Tyler is going to take it out probably this weekend, and I'm not going to go because my friend from Montana is down to Arizona. She's only here for about a month. So Tyler will be in charge of videotaping this next week. He's going to go camp in some BLM land with possibly somebody. We don't know if he's going to go or not. So that's the setup as of right now. It very well could change. So everything is, it could change at any minute once we figure out if something works or doesn't work. And hopefully by the summer we'll be doing a video of seeing like what our setup will officially be when we go to California, Oregon, Washington, Montana. So we go to Montana probably every year because that is where all of my family is, and Tyler and I love it in Montana. If we could move up north, we would, but this is what we have right now. Tyler's going to talk a little bit about the platform and everything that's going to go along with the bed situation. So that's coming up.
So speaking of this trip this weekend, you're going to notice, of course, we don't have our mattress. I'm at least going to get those interlocking foam pads again, about 1/2 inch thick. And then I have a inflatable climate ground pad that I'm going to put on top of it just for this weekend. The ultimate goal is we're going to get probably a 3-inch pad, foam pad, 3 to 5 inch foam pad on top of those 1/2 inch foam blocks. And my theory, and let me know in the comments what you think, but my theory is those 1/2 inch foam blocks are pretty dense. They don't really compress that much. So the large 3 to 5 inch foam pad is going to compress a lot. I mean, it's going to compress down to nothing. But those other pads should also add into it. So the pads themselves are very, very dense. They don't compress very much. The large one's going to compress almost to nothing. But I think in conjunction, the both of them, we should have a pretty good sleep system. But the great thing is, we can always adjust if we need to.
All right, so that pretty much wraps up this video on building the platform. From start to finish, it took you like...
Well, I worked on it after work, so definitely was not a concerted effort. I bet if I made it a concerted effort, I probably could have gotten it done in a weekend easily. And you know, there's a lot of things that I didn't do perfectly. You know, I don't have the right tools. I was using a skill saw to make my cuts. A table saw, of course, would have been a lot more precise.
Right.
But you know what? It definitely works functionally. It's great. Aesthetically, definitely can have some
upgrades.
Yeah. Great thing is we can still upgrade it. Nothing's permanent. So folks, we want to thank you for tuning in today. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave some comments.
Comments are always great, and we might have another project. It doesn't have anything to do with overlanding, but Tyler and I have been talking about possibly making a dog kennel for our bedroom because our dog kennels in our room are taking up a lot of space. So that is possibly something that we might film when we get around to it. So as for now, that's the video. Thank you for coming in.